Hey, good evening. Oh, Echo's here too. It's February 15th. I'm going live tonight. Still getting over the little procedure I had yesterday, really doing well. Thank you for those of you who prayed. And I'm talking about something that's really interesting in terms of marriage. And we've lost marriage and intimacy. And our society, our culture, has been craving intimacy. At the same time, we have walked away from marriage. We've gotten many alternatives, many people trying to find different ways to connect outside the way of marriage. So people living together, people in casual relationships, and people in uncommitted relationships, people who think they can have long-term relationships. Hey, Susie, how are you? I'm just doing a live here tonight. People who have long-term relationships in any possible way except marriage. Because I think we're a little bit afraid of commitment. We're a little bit afraid of trying to reach out with people and connect. And so we have devalued marriage. And our culture's devalued marriage. Because we think there are other ways for men and women to interact. So we try and find intimacy in any way apart from marriage. And what's happened is that the value of marriage has gone down. The value of relationships have replaced marriage. In other words, being in a relationship is now the kind of common replacement for marriage. But in that quest to get rid of marriage, we've also lost the opportunity for intimacy. Because God designed human beings to be intimate in the way that He designed that in terms of the marriage one flesh relationship. And the one flesh relationship requires commitment, requires it requires a trust in God. And Susie's mentioning the fact that TV shows and movies have devalued marriage, and it's true that they are saying that it's not a good thing, and they talk about all the negatives out there. The problem there is that culture, it's almost a chicken and egg thing. Do the arts reflect culture, or is the culture driving the arts? I think it's a combination of the two of them. One of the reasons that the movies and television and media programs have kind of trashed marriage is because it's finding an audience in the culture. It's finding an audience, people who want to listen to that. I think those of us who are Christians in the church community, we've kind of contributed to that because we've not held marriage up in the way that God calls us to do that. So that's what I'm going to get at in these videos. And again, since I'm just getting over the little procedure I had yesterday, I'm not going to do a full video tonight, but I do want to tell you this is what we're looking at. This is what I want to explore this area, because as we've devalued marriage, we've lost the opportunity for intimacy. Because if you're going to be intimate, it means open yourself. It means trusting. And outside the marriage context, there really isn't that opportunity for trust, at least not as God designed it. And God designed us to be able to be open, to be able to be trusting, to be able to be secure. And as we've thrown away marriage and valued everything else other than marriage, then intimacy has gone, we've lost intimacy as well. People are trying to recreate that, and they're trying to be close, they're trying to be intimate. But without the deep marital connection, without the trust that God designed, without fully understanding what the one flesh relationship means, then we can't have true intimacy. Now, we've got it kind of rolling around in a couple of different areas here, because then as we've lost the vision for marriage, we're losing the vision for intimacy. And then that makes it less likely for people to want to be married. See where I'm going with this? We've gotten rid of marriage as the right way to interact between husband and men and women, and then we've lost the capacity for intimacy. Uh, yep. Susie mentioned Tim Keller's called Marriage. An excellent book. Excellent book. I really like it. It's good. It's a good read. But we've lost the capacity for intimacy by trading off marriage for other relationships. But then we're not having good models. So marriages are not doing well on the intimacy front because we don't have a good framework for it. So it's a self-defeating vicious circle. And I'll be talking about that more in the videos tomorrow and to come. But I just wanted to give you a little foretaste tonight of what I'm doing, why I'm doing this series on marriage, why marriage matters. And we've lost the reality of that. And that's a powerful loss for us in the Christian community. And we need to reclaim that. We need to revalue that. So anyway, I just wanted to stop by and say hello. It's always pretty cool to see you. And some of you will be catching this after the live portion is over. Um, just so you can see here, got Echo hanging out with me tonight. But she's pretty cool too. But we've run away from marriage. That means we're going to lose what it means to be intimate. And then that in turn winds up negatively impacting the marriage community. So those are some things that we need to be thinking about. And all these attempts to duplicate marriage or to substitute marriage with all these other kinds of relationships, we have lost the ability to trust God, to be involved in these one flesh relationships, and to make this look attractive. Because quite frankly, right now, marriage doesn't look attractive to so many. The divorce rate, both in and out of the church, is extraordinarily high. And people look at that and say, I don't want any part of that. And that's because we have bought into the wrong understanding of how we do intimacy, how we do marriage. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about that. Thanks so much for y'all hanging out and being here. And Lord willing, we'll be back at it tomorrow. I should be back at full strength then. And again, thanks so much for just being a part of Everyday Talk 24/7. Susie, thanks for hanging out tonight. And Lord willing, Lord bless to all of you. And we'll see you soon. You have a good evening. Good night.